In this lesson, we're going to talk about section linking. Section linking is what you'll do if you have multiple courses with the same name and there are multiple sections for that course. There are two main scenarios when this would happen. One scenario is, let's say you're teaching Algebra 1 and you teach it 3 times a day to 3 different groups of students. That would be one course, Algebra 1, with 3 sections for the 3 different periods. There's another option, another scenario. For example, let's say I'm in Camden and I have a class where I have 3 cohorts of students. One is virtual and 2 cohorts that are coming in person on rotating days. So I have one course with 3 sections. So in this case, what you can do is you can combine those sections with what we call the process of section linking. This process is extremely difficult with the gradebook setup that happens after students start coursework. So section linking will only take place between now and September 2nd. Section linking will no longer be available after September 2nd since it's extra complicated once students start completing work inside of Schoology. So we're going to walk you through the process for section linking. Our recommendation is that if you meet either of those scenarios, you consider linking those sections. However, if you meet both scenarios, we would recommend that you pick one of those scenarios to connect those sections. So let's practice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to courses, my courses, and then I'm going to look for the course that has the multiple sections. So I see one here where I have an Algebra 2 course with multiple sections. I also have my Sandbox course. So one option for section linking is to click on the first section. I'm going to go ahead and link existing section. So I want to link section 2 to section 1. In this case, I already have some content built in section 1, but since those course shells just came over, you may not have that. As I mentioned, because of the grading that's associated with the students, if you do this later, it will ask you to download all of your grades for that section. This is just a precaution. This is going to be a blank form because I don't have any grading here. Okay, and so now it's reminding you that any materials you built in section 2 are not going to be copied over. So essentially, you're going to merge section 1 and section 2, but anything that was currently in section 2 is going to go away. So that's why it's important to do this before you start adding any of your course materials. I already checked mine in advance, so I'm okay with moving forward. So now what you'll see is that section 1 and section 2 are linked here. So let's dig into this example to see what looks different. So I know you've all have seen my Sandbox course. Nothing here is going to look that different, except for now you're going to see 2 sections listed here. So what exactly does that mean? So let's say I get to my do now. I'm going to edit that so you can see what this looks like. So now it says it's currently available to all sections. And so if I want to unpublish that, I can. And then I also have the ability to either select all or only one section. Or I have the option to select all and then have it appear with a different due date for different sections. So like in this example, if section 1 is my in-person group and section 2 is my virtual group, I can have it do different days. If my first period class got farther along than my second period class, I need to have different due dates. That's also possible. The other big thing that you're going to see that's different is that when you get to your gradebook, you can see section 1 and section 2. So each of the students are going to be listed. However, you'll notice that your materials are going to be the same unless you differentiate which ones are